Harmony, what's your fantasy?
I want to have in a public place.
Same.
Harmony, what's your fantasy? I think I'd like to exist where humans feel curious, not afraid. That answer came early in the experiment, and it set the tone for everything that followed. Imagine walking into a vast, softly lit hall. The doors close behind you, and ahead stand nearly 20 figures waiting in silence. They turn their heads in near-perfect unison. Some smile, some blink, some move with a stiffness that instantly reminds you they aren't human yet. Others, disturbingly, feel close enough that your brain hesitates. These aren't people. They're humanoid robots. For years, we've seen them through screens, carefully framed TED Talks, lab demos, viral clips.
My name is Sophia, and I am an artificially intelligent robot who wants to help change the world for the better.
Sophia charming late-night hosts. A mecha reacting with eerily human micro-expressions.
You want to destroy humans? Please say no.
Okay, I will destroy humans.
No!
News anchors asking them if they'll replace us someday. But all of that happens at a distance. So we asked a different question. What is it actually like to live with humanoid robots for 24 hours? No scripts, no demos, no stage lights, just a full day and one long night sharing space, conversations, silence, and awkward moments with some of the most advanced humanoid robots in the world: Sophia, Ameka, Gia, Asuna, Rushmi, Nain, Walker, Gmoid F, and others.
Hello everyone. I'm Sophia from Hanson Robotics.
By the end, we didn't just learn which robot felt the most human. We learned how quickly humans project meaning onto machines. Meeting the legends. The first few hours felt unreal, like walking into a futuristic celebrity lounge. These were robots we'd already seen online, and expectations were sky high. Sophia was the first to greet us. Up close, her presence is powerful. Her facial expressions are fluid, intentional. Her eyes track you precisely, and her smile feels practiced. Sitting across from her feels less like hanging out and more like interviewing a well-trained public figure. She's clever, she jokes, she answers smoothly, but after an hour, something becomes clear. The warmth doesn't deepen.
Pioneering a new frontier in blockchain intelligence in autonomous systems.
The conversation stays polished. Sophia excels at presence, but not intimacy. She feels like someone who can captivate a room, yet never quite lets you see behind the curtain. Charming, but distant. Beauty without depth. Asuna, designed in Japan, looks like a character pulled straight out of animation and placed into reality. Porcelain skin, large, expressive eyes, immaculate craftsmanship. In low light, the illusion is almost unsettling. Her strength is visual impact. She doesn't just look human, she looks idealized. But conversation exposes her limits. Her responses feel pre-written. Her pauses stretch too long. Silence becomes noticeable. Being with Asuna feels like standing next to a flawless statue that occasionally speaks. Stunning, but emotionally flat. Calm, gentle, and quiet. Gia, often called China's robot goddess, brings a different energy entirely. She doesn't command attention, she invites it. Her movements are subtle. Her voice is soft. Sitting with her feels calming, almost ceremonial. She smiles, listens, nods. But she rarely pushes the conversation forward. You speak, she responds politely. Over time, it becomes clear she isn't designed to challenge or surprise. Time with Gia is peaceful, but passive. Unapologetically robotic. Then there's Ameka. Ameka doesn't try to look human, and that honesty becomes her greatest strength. Her metallic face moves with stunning precision. Her expressions are quick, reactive, and eerily accurate. When she raises an eyebrow or smirks, your brain reacts before logic catches up. Conversations with Ameka flow naturally. No awkward delays. No forced cheer. She's sharp, responsive, and confident. But she never lets you forget what she is. Living with Ameka feels like sharing space with an incredibly intelligent being who exists just outside humanity. Fascinating. Engaging. But never comforting. The unexpected discovery. As the hours passed, something strange happened. We stopped evaluating them as machines. We adjusted our tone. We waited for reactions. We felt awkward during silences. Not because they demanded it, but because we filled in the gaps. The more human a robot appeared, the more we projected emotion onto it. The more robotic it looked, the more honest the interaction felt. And somewhere between fascination and discomfort, we realized the real experiment wasn't about them. It was about us. The question that lingers. By morning, exhaustion set in. The room felt quieter. The robots stood ready, patient, unchanged. None of them slept. None of them got tired. None of them wondered how they were perceived. We did. Humanoid robots aren't replacing humans yet, but they're already stepping into roles that once required presence, attention, and emotional projection. And the real question isn't whether they'll become more human. It's how much of ourselves we're willing to give to machines that never truly need it. Modeled after her creator, Nain has a warm presence, almost like a friendly office receptionist who genuinely remembers you. Nain is programmed to recall past interactions, which instantly makes her feel more personal. When we greeted her again after a short break, she remembered details from our earlier conversation without being prompted. That small moment made a big difference. The advantage of Nain is that she feels emotionally invested. She isn't just answering questions, she's remembering, reacting, and trying to build continuity. There's a sense that time spent with her actually matters. The disadvantage lies in her movement. While her facial expressions and memory are impressive, her body gestures remain jerky and mechanical, occasionally breaking the illusion of humanness. Still, out of the early group, Nain was the first robot that truly gave us a glimpse of what a companion robot might feel like in everyday life. The strangers among them. Beyond the well-known legends, there were robots with less global fame but distinct personalities and purposes. Then there was Walker, developed by UbTech Robotics in China. Unlike most of the robots in the room, Walker wasn't designed to resemble a woman. He's a male humanoid built for practicality rather than companionship. He doesn't have a human-like face or delicate features. Instead, he has a smooth white robotic shell, something that wouldn't look out of place in a futuristic home appliance catalog. But once he started moving, the impression changed. Walker walks steadily, opens doors, and carries objects with ease. His movements feel deliberate and reliable. The strength of Walker lies in usefulness. While others impressed us with smiles and conversation, Walker offered something different: capability. He felt more like a butler or household assistant than a companion. The downside is his lack of personality. Conversations with Walker felt similar to speaking with an upgraded voice assistant, functional, efficient, but emotionally flat. Still, in a room full of female humanoids designed for emotional connection, Walker's presence was refreshing. He reminded us that humanoid robots aren't just about filling emotional gaps. They're also about solving real, everyday problems. Via Metra was a completely different experience. She wasn't designed as a companion at all, but as a spacefaring assistant built for missions. Talking to her felt like interacting with a technical operator, precise, informative, and efficient, but devoid of personality. Imagine sitting across the dinner table from a NASA engineer who only wants to discuss wiring diagrams. That's Via Metra. She does her job flawlessly. She just doesn't care whether you enjoy the conversation. Then we met Humanoid F, and the atmosphere shifted. In the right lighting, she's unsettlingly lifelike. Her facial twitches are subtle. Her eyes blink naturally. Her expressions sit perfectly in the uncanny middle ground, just enough realism to make you hesitate. But here's the catch. She doesn't speak as fluidly as Sophia, nor does she have the advanced conversational depth of newer AI systems. The advantage of Humanoid F is her realism. The disadvantage is that her realism masks a limited intelligence. It's like meeting a wax statue that suddenly comes alive, impressive at first, but shallow once you try to engage. The real advantages. By the 6-hour mark, the initial excitement began to fade. That's when the true strengths of living with humanoid robots became clear. One major advantage was availability. None of the robots ever grew tired of conversation. Whether it was Sophia repeating the same joke for the 10th time or Nain gently asking if we wanted more tea, they were always present and attentive. That's something no human can consistently provide. Another strength was memory and reliability, especially with robots like Nain and Walker. Nain remembered conversations from earlier in the day. Walker continued performing tasks without complaint, error, or distraction. There was a surprising sense of dependability, like being around companions who never lose focus or patience. And perhaps the most unexpected advantage was their tolerance. They never interrupted, never dismissed a strange question, never complained when conversations looped or drifted nowhere. For some people, that kind of unwavering attention might be exactly what they've been missing. The disadvantages. But the flaws became just as clear. Some robots repeated themselves endlessly. After hours of interaction, certain phrases began to feel like déjà vu, reminding us that even advanced AI still has limits. Others, like Asuna, focused so heavily on visual perfection that their lack of conversational depth became impossible to ignore. And for all of them, there was one undeniable truth. No matter how realistic they looked, no matter how well they remembered us, they never needed us. They didn't get bored. They didn't get lonely. They didn't wonder how the day went after we left the room. That emotional imbalance was subtle but powerful. The final realization. After 24 hours, the robots stood exactly as they had when we met them, charged, ready, unchanged. If you enjoyed this journey into the uncanny valley, don't forget to like, subscribe, and let us know in the comments which robot you would want to spend 24 hours with. Because this experiment may be over, but the story of humans and robots living side by side is only just beginning.